Welcome back to a new cassette game. Here on the north we have Jessieology playing as the Ottomans in the color orange. On the south we do have Diego playing as the Byzantines in the color green. This is a gold match, so these people are playing ranked gold matches. My name is Trui and I'm casting together with Nim.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, we're currently on, I think this is cliff sides. I think that's what it's called. So where you have like the zigzaggy pattern here in the center here, and it's very easy to go in and wall some of these up, so you can really force your opponent to have to take the long way around.
Yeah, because a lot of these fights we see will be happening in the middle. At least that's usual.
I mean,
for this map,
the
right?
troops will come through here, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a given. And there's resources on top of these cliffs too. So fighting for them is going to be an interesting part of this matchup. And speaking of the matchup, we have the Ottomans and the Byzantines. So Jessie did the smart thing, just picked 50 stone off of the stone outcropping here, and some wood off of the straggler tree here. And the 50 stone is enough to bring up that military school to start out with.
And the Byzantines are also going stone early. That's like two factions that will go on stone early. Like normally English
like
and French and
Byzantines
stuff like
don't
that
have
usually
to
don't
do
do that.
The Byzantines don't have to do it.
But a lot of people like to start with those systems.
It's because you can grab a little bit of extra stone to make that second cistern, which puts you up to 40% instead of 10% extra gathering rate. So you're delaying other things by a tiny bit, but you will have more of an advantage for the rest of the game because of that.
Yeah, I think like for other civilizations you could compare it to, are you gonna like make a choice to research a wheelbarrow or not, right? Like you're gonna get that extra speed in, but it costs a little bit more to start out with. It's like better in the long run, but you know, it will delay you just a little bit.
Yeah. So for the record, Jessie is a streamer, and we have covered her in previous matches. Like she was in the
Women's League.
In the Women's League tournament.
Yeah.
So if you like to check her out, we will have a link in the description down below to her channel. I'm not sure how regularly she streams. I've
got her online quite a bit, but I don't know her schedule out of my head.
Yeah, I know that she's like busy with work and everything too, and she just does it on the side, right? But she's very nice. She's very nice. So.
Yeah, we see the Imperial Hippodrome coming up for the Byzantines.
Yeah.
What does this landmark do for people that don't know?
I honestly am a little bit surprised by this because like he's got berries safe in the back, right? The other landmark, the Grand Winery, boosts your the amount of olive oil that you get from berry bushes and farms around it, the olive farms around it. And like it's very safe in the back. Like sometimes you have them up front, right? And you're up against a very aggressive civ, and then I can imagine like like it's tough getting those berries in right now, right? But in this case, I don't quite know if I like this.
And what does the Imperial Hippodrome give you?
So the Imperial Hippodrome is basically a stable. It's a stable that. Who was saying that?
One of those villagers.
It's a stable that makes supply points, and with it you can activate an ability called Triumph, which will make your all your cavalry a lot more efficient. So Diego wants to go back onto stone, but he's going to be stopped by the spearmen that came out of the military school here. Jessie needs to be careful not to send her spearmen in, actually, because she's going to lose them very, very quickly.
Yeah, they don't have much range defenses. Getting them under the TC will definitely get them killed. And the thing about the Ottomans is they do like to start out with those spearmen because...
One of the things you can do, right, to stop this from happening, if you're a lower APM player, right, and you're like, you know what? I want to attack the villager that's here, right? Right-click the villager so that your units go and attack, right? Now they're attacking, but you want to do something else in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah? Press V. Stand ground. This means that they will just, like, where they're standing, they will continue to stab them, but they will not chase them down. So if they pull their villager, they will not chase them back into the town center. Right? If you press V right here, you're on the edge of the town center anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So that's something you can do. Do that with spearmen. Do that with archers. It's going to save you, like, a lot of these units being lost here.
Yeah, and, like, the Ottomans do like to send spearmen your way, so if you're playing against the Ottomans, they usually like to go for that quick military school, and they will get, like, free units from it. And spearmen is definitely something they like to send your way, so if you're playing against them, that's something you could expect.
Yeah. At this point, obviously, because the Imperial Hippodrome is up, they're gonna try and make some horsemen and harass Jesse's economy. Now, I think it would have been very nice if that third spearman that came out, and we knew that the Imperial Hippodrome was up, if we just kept that third spearman at home.
As a sort of defense, because we're trying to build like Jesse's trying to build this.
It's the value that we can get out of that military school, right?
She was trying to build an outpost here, but it doesn't come up. But if there was a spearman next to it, she had a really better time getting it up. And the villagers are gonna try and get it up.
That's gonna be a villager kill here for Diego.
The first one for Diego this match. I think that the outpost will be able to come up now. The spearmen are in position.
Yeah, and these just need to be kept close to the outpost in order to.
Yeah, don't go chase the horsemen around.
I think. Okay, so the other spearmen did manage to kill a gold villager. So that's. Wait, 2 villagers?
Yeah, the first one got killed on the first push. Where the 2 spearmen died under the TC.
Oh, did Jessie get a kill there as
Definitely,
well?
yes.
Oh,
yes.
I don't know how I missed that. Anyway, we're up to 3 cisterns for the Byzantines here. That brings us up to an 18% gathering rate. Yeah, these villagers. So what you can. I nearly wanted to pause. That was terrible. You can use the Akratoy defense here. To increase their armor and do more damage, as I think that is what they pulled. Yeah, that is what they pulled. They pulled the Akratoy here, and this is not worth it.
They're going after the spearmen.
Like,
that's
this is
a lot of
so much
time.
downtime on these spearmen, and the only way to react to that, to Akratoy, like when they pop it, is to just walk away. It's basically like the gremlins, right?
The Kremlins.
When the Rus player pops their Kremlin and just uses all their militia, this is what you do. You just walk away, right?
Yeah.
Until the effect is over.
Yeah, we do see that both Jessie and Diego have researched the wheelbarrow technology, where the villagers will walk a little bit faster. This will increase their gather speed in a sense, because you will be able, like, they will walk to the drop-off points faster, right? There's a lot of horsemen now, so...
There's a lot of horsemen out. We've got 9 horsemen versus the 4 spearmen. We're basically only still on the spearmen we got from the military school. The question
wasn't accused in the barracks yet.
Yeah, the question I'm asking myself is, why did we even make the barracks?
And looking at the resources Jessie has right now, Jessie almost has 2,000 food, so she could be looking to go castle age, maybe?
Yeah, she's slowing down on the food, though. Moved some of those food villages over to wood instead, preparing for a farm transition if she needs to, but also any more military production needing to come up. And obviously, it's also sort of a contingency, right? Because you can also move these into military units if you need to.
We see that she actually pulled the villagers from the wood line. I think it was a bit early, but they're being able to shoot at the horsemen right now, so you do get a little bit more coverage from it. They don't get a successful rate in, and Diego has to, like, fall back for a moment.
Now the outpost needs to be repaired, though. I feel like that's very important, right? Like, if she gets caught off guard by another raid like that, there's a very real chance that she would lose the outpost. So it needs to be repaired.
Yeah,
and
if
all
the horsemen
low
just
health,
focus the outpost, it will go down.
Yeah, and all these low health villagers should really be pulled back underneath the TC and be switched out with some of these food villages that are still on full health, because these are just like, you know, they're in a much worse spot here than the food villages are, right? It's just so much more likely that you're going to lose them this way.
Yeah, we see that Jessie is housed at the moment, but she is building a house, so that will be solved pretty quickly.
Yeah, melee defense coming up for Jessie here.
And a lot
We've
of
got
eco upgrades coming
double
up for
Bronic,
Diego.
specialized pick, and horticulture all coming in at once.
So trying to boost that economy.
Oh, this is... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, like... Okay. We're casting a Gold League game here. And I see people refreshing their lumber camp. Which is, yeah, not something I expected. If we wanted this... If we wanted this stone outcropping, we really should have sent our spearmen along with it.
Yeah, because it's quite forward, and you do have some spearmen that can keep your villagers safe. Now 3 villagers got killed here, so that's quite a lot of them.
Yeah, because we have the outpost up here, so we have the line of sight anyway. Our scout really should have been down here with these spearmen.
Yeah.
Okay, and the important thing here is that we do not chase, because we just need these at home.
Yeah. We
Right?
wanna defend.
If we bring them out, there's just a good chance that they will come back in, and we won't have anything to defend.
Yeah, and the meanwhile,
Right? Like if they go back here again, right? They use their mobility, we're in for more trouble. Textiles coming in for Diego.
yeah, and that means that the villagers of Diego are gonna have more health, meaning that they're gonna be better defended against raids because they have a little bit more time to come back to the town center or to another place that is safe for them.
Yeah, survivor techniques coming in for Diego as well. He's on his first deer pack.
Yeah, and from the second dawn, so if you have 2 deer packs, it will be basically worth it to get that technology. You will get your money back out of it.
Okay, Jessie doing the smart thing here, keeping her forces at home. I don't know about this wall though, when this would have sufficed.
Yeah, sometimes
So-
you're playing and you
Oh,
just don't
yeah.
see it.
This is what I meant, right? Like, I love how you can kind of just know that this is gonna happen. Like the horsemen are gonna come back around in another place, right?
Yeah.
So this is why you need to keep the forces close, like all the way over here, not close, all the way over here. Now you can move them around a lot closer, and that's actually a lot of villager kills for Diego, doing pretty well. It's a 10 villager difference at the moment, so I feel like at some point we must have stopped producing villagers,
Yeah.
because that's
of them.
4
Plus,
more.
Diego also researched textiles, which I think he did in the town center.
He had to have done in the town center. Oh wait, no, we're on a second town center.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure how. Wow, we're not paying attention at all. Sorry, Diego's on a second town center. That explains the difference in village elite. I don't think. I think Jessie's probably been fine on the. I didn't catch any moment where she was
Yeah.
not producing any villages, but apparently my attention span is limited anyway. So I don't know how worthwhile that is.
Yeah, we do see quite some units right here. But they need to be closer.
They
at
need to be
home.
close. They need to be kept in like if we move them around like this again, right?
They're gonna just be chasing
just
instead
gonna-
of catching them.
Yeah.
And we want to catch them from the front. Like if we're gonna send there's 1 spearman in, spearman might counter horsemen. However, if there's just 1 and there's like 20 horsemen, your spearman is going to die.
Now we have Sapahi here, but they're moving in a group with the with the matter. They're on attack speed increase right now, and they're just gonna come back around. They're just gonna loop back around, I think, on the back.
They seem to be focusing on the wall, but they will go down pretty fast because they do have quite some torch damage together.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this wall though. Like again, when this would have sufficed here from this corner over here to this, would have cost you less wood, and
Also easier to defend.
easier to defend. I think it's not especially further out, because that's one of the things that you do need to take care of. We saw those horsemen move back up here
Yeah, we should expect them to come from that side.
to come back onto that wood line, and wouldn't you know it, there they are. But Jessie's caught this. The house coming up in the center here.
Oh, for extra vision, right?
Yeah, the Byzantines have a bonus that Diego seems to have. I think it's called border settlements or something like that, which provides him with extra vision for each of those houses. You see, like those houses have huge vision around them. They're basically like an outpost in that sense, and it is just very useful to have that kind of intel on the opponent here.
Yeah.
Diego moving back his horsemen. He's
And actually splitting them,
he's
trying
splitting
to
them
bait
just
Jessie's
to
army.
just to get the rest of his army to safety. He needs to diversify, right? Like so he's moving into archers because there's now far too many spearmen on the field. But it needs to be said that we actually have a very nice spot here for the Mehmed Imperial Armory, which is obviously, of course, as the first thing it makes, making a mangonel. Right?
Yeah, that's usually the go-to for most people. Ooh, a lot of villagers! They're villing. Ooh, that could have ended way worse.
I mean, Jessie is losing villagers left and right, up to 11 kills already, which puts her even further behind, right? And this is on top of a pretty good economy for the Byzantines already. Look at that, like 1,200 food versus Jessie's not even on 100 food per minute right now, right?
Yeah, it's because she had to pull all the villagers off the food.
I know, but it's not looking too good, right? Like we have more berry bushes back here. Probably diversify our food a little bit.
And I think what the problem is going to be for Jessie is like she wants to play at home. However, now there's 2 TCs in play and her villagers are being killed. That means that she's going to need to do something against it because she's behind it.
She gave an attack order on that mangonel and it's attacking a house instead when she really needs that mangonel up here coming down onto all these archers. Sapahi are doing great work though. She switched into ranged armor. Very good because she's fighting underneath the town centers. There's double town centers here, so there's a lot of arrows. So that ranged armor goes a long way into keeping her army healthy and outlasting the opponent here. That was a very good trait though. She did kill a lot of units here. This mangonel is now out on the field, and for Diego, the only answer is to move into some heavily armored units or into spring. In fact, I think I would prefer, obviously, like he has the hippodrome, right? But I think I would prefer the Varangian Guard here as opposed to the cataphract. Because there are so many spearmen out on the field here, right? If you brought in men at arms, right? Both the Sapahi and the spearmen would be useless, and even the mangonel wouldn't be exceptionally well performing.
Yeah,
Jessie's trying to move her army back.
A threat right now.
Jesse's moving her army back, and then they keep moving back here. You stand ground. You stand ground if you feel like this is happening.
Yeah, she did wall up the middle, so it's gonna be a little bit safer for Jessie right now.
Yeah, this is the wall that you want on this map, right? We called it out very early. This is where the armies come through. If you hold this, you also decide for a large part where you're fighting, and that can make it very, very useful.
Yeah, and I think I saw a second mangonel roll in right now through the middle. Cataphract's coming up for Diego.
Yeah, would love to see more gold income for Diego. He's on a lot of food and he's on a lot of olive oil. Are we putting down a mercenary house yet?
Otherwise, you could always decide to sell the olive oil as well by putting down the market.
But I honestly, if you see a composition like this, right? Wouldn't you love to get some Landsknecht in there maybe for the Western mercenary content? They will make very short work of this.
Buy house. Just like this housing economy. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Diego needs to just anticipate this and just move his army over to some other. Move his villagers over to some other wood line because they're just not going to be safe here, right? And
He does seem to...
he's pulling them back, but
yeah, but the
like,
ones on the farms as well, they're all just going in the town centers right now. He's just idling them.
he's moved some more over to gold because like there's upgrades that need to be had. Would love a tower over here, like on the farms, with a mangonel emplacement, right? Because like then when you're fighting underneath your own town centers and your farms, they're being kept safe by those outposts.
Yeah, definitely going heavy on the gold now.
Yeah, a lot of production, a lot of military production. Let's take a look here. We're on to 3 archer ranges, 4 stables, a siege workshop, and a barracks. Now that siege workshop needs to be producing springolds, obviously, and
But he seems to be housed right now.
for Jessie.
The amount of houses Jessie has killed put him into an awkward spot right here, because he's not that much on wood.
For Jessie, she's only on 4 military schools, which are just not producing units very, very fast. 2 barracks and a stable. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Diego is producing a lot more units here.
Oh, is it?
I hope that.
Oh, that research just came in that time. If
That's lucky.
the building was killed before that came in, he would have lost his research progress.
Yeah, Diego actually picking off the reinforcements instead of fighting the army here, which I feel like is the right thing to do.
Definitely really smart. Watch out for those mangonel shots though, because they will come right onto the archers.
Cavalry charging the
Battering
rams here, and at this point you wanna use Triumph. This is the point where you use this ability. Right? If you say that you're fighting this, a lot of archers going down to that mangonel back here. The siege workshop, not in a very safe spot. Not in a very safe spot. Like the moment you make a springald out of this, I'm not sure if it'll be very safe.
Very alive when it comes out.
Another thing that we need to do, like we're picking Hippodrome, we're picking Cistern of the First Hill. If we're picking these, we need to be using these abilities, right? Flasks need to come in like the moment our units are hurt. Glug glug glug.
Glug glug glug. I don't think I can name the video glug glug glug.
It might
trigger some things.
It might seem a little suggestive, perhaps. But like the flask here regenerates the health of your units, and it's something that you wanna do. These horsemen need to be kept safe, right? You just want to fight underneath the town center here. You've got a why does this say town center? It said town center. Like I'm sure I had this selected and it said town center for some reason. We have the keep here as well.
It's not the valley.
Like Diego needs to not send out his units over into this mass, right? When he's got this, he's got all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jessie found a good spot to attack from the back, because there's a lot less defense.
These are the same villagers that earlier when Jessie's army was already over here, right? Were in the town center, and he's just like they're still in the town center. They were still in the town center when all that they needed to do was just be put over to the other side. Right? They need to get more resources because we're gonna be running out of gold, and we're gonna be running out of wood otherwise. We're pretty good for Diego's pretty good on food too, but these villagers do need to keep working.
Yeah, if they keep idling out, then eventually
it's a lot of idling when like this part is contested, right? So these villagers need to be kept safe, yes, but these need to continue working.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that a lot of players can learn is like how much can my opponent see, because if they're not even in line of sight of the enemy, they can just keep working, right?
Yeah, Jessie actually showing how well she understands the game here, because while Diego is scrambling to kind of defend and like doesn't really know what to do with his villagers and everything, despite him having quite a bit more, right? He's still on a villager lead here, right? He killed a lot more villagers of Jessie too. Jessie is upgrading her army.
Yeah.
All of the upgrades. She's got all of them. And she's been using those matters very, very successfully.
It's going to be hard for Diego to fight an army if they have +2 damage and +2 defense on everything.
Yeah.
In compared to his army.
On top of that, she's been making men-at-arms out of these military schools. And
They're really
there
good
are
against
no-
ranged defense, so they're really good
Yeah,
against
there
town
have been.
centers.
He's finally, he's caught on to the Pilgrim Flask. Better use them now that you still have them, because that cistern is going down very, very fast. Right now, Diego doesn't have any crossbowmen out on the field, so dealing with those men at arms, which are excellent raiders, if they come down onto the gold, the wood, the farms, there's not a lot Diego can do to stop it.
Yeah, we do see quite some knights coming before those mangonels.
Cataphract bring down that mangonel. Mangonel
it's a
goes down.
cataphract.
It's a cataphract. These are cataphracts.
They look
They
like
are-
knights.
I mean, they are.
Okay, they're just
They're but-
Byzantines knights.
yeah, I feel like it helps to sometimes use the name of the unit that they're mostly like the Varangian Guard is basically a man-at-arms, the Samurai is basically a man-at-arms.
Yeah, because then you don't have to learn as many,
Yeah, it helps to think of them in that manner instead of, like, they are a unique unit and they have some advantages and disadvantages, but a Donzo is basically a spearman.
Yeah.
Right, it helps to think of them in that way. Now we're fighting underneath the town center and the keep here. Obviously, the matter is still on range defense here, but there are a lot of spearmen, and actually, I think
I saw a gulp come in. Another gulp.
we are seeing the gulps, right? Yeah, okay. Trample was used as well. Are we popping Triumph though? Because we're on 45 supply points, right? Now is the time to use it.
Yeah, Jessie seems to be falling back, but only to wait for her.
Now, the
trebuchets
important thing
and
is that
mangonels to
he
come
does
in.
not lose his army here. Another trample coming in.
Yeah, he just want that siege to go down, so definitely jumping on that siege.
Trap goes down, and now he just needs to pull back his forces. Diego needs to get out of here because he cannot fight this mass. It's too large.
He's been building up quite some units in the back though, so he does have a little bit of a backup army.
All
but
of these
if we keep
units,
sending them in one go.
all of these units could have made it back here and could have been on the Glug Glug.
The glug glug.
And now Diego's left with an army of Limitani and archers. Despite having quite a number of resources here, but like his farms are not being worked. There are more. He can't. He can grab the boar, can he? Yeah, I think he can grab the boar.
Byzantines are Greek people, right? So they're not Muslims, so they can do the boar, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Byzantines can grab boars. So can use the boar here for another 2,000 food. It's just right there. More farm transitions would also be good. Probably slow down a little bit on the wood production because we don't need all of that, but we do need more food if Diego wants to stay in this game. Sorry, I'm still using we, guys. It's a hard lesson, and I'm really trying to learn. That's a lot of villages on.
Quite exposed spot right
yeah.
here.
Now Jesse cannot go for the boar here.
No, because he's playing a
how are we for
civilization that is a
farms?
Muslim. And Muslims don't eat pork.
We're not that great on farms right now, honestly. These are not a lot of farms.
Also,
Less than what we'd like to have at this point in the game. Jesse also refreshing our lumber camp.
they're
That's
also
so
not
good.
nicely placed farms. You know, you gotta
I think
respect that.
I
If that
think she must have placed them in a scramble as she was pushing, right? Like sometimes you need to do a farm transition as you're way too busy with something else, and then you get something like this.
is Diego repairing his landmark? Is my question right here.
He is repairing the landmark.
That's
Needs
great.
to repair the aqueduct as well. Is on that right away. Thanks, Diego. Doing very well. The trebs are out though. The trebs are out. I think she might be making more trebs from that Mehmed Imperial Armory. So these are all free. So
The
that
second town center is gonna be gone. Raids coming in, trying to distract. Very well done from Jesse, trying to like find some villagers. Sadly, didn't find the ones on the gold down
Well,
there. But
the thing is that the Lancers can go in and out because these cataphracts, they have a movement speed of 1.5 tiles. This is why, like beyond knowing that the cataphract is basically a knight, it's nice knowing the specifics of a unit, right? 1.5 tiles, right? The Lancer here, 1.62 tiles. So they can get out of that fight. They can leave that fight if they so wish. These mangonels are wreaking absolute havoc onto the Diego's army here.
Yeah,
If
this
these
is
are targeted
definitely not-
right onto these Limitani, there won't be anything left of them very, very quickly.
Definitely not a good fight for Diego to take right here.
Yeah.
He's trying to split his army and trying to get those Cataphracts to attack the siege.
Yeah,
but
they're coming back around, but there is an outpost here. Like Jesse sees everything that is happening here. There are no secrets for Jesse.
except for that he's on goal with quite some villagers.
Yeah.
Right?
And I feel like Jesse did pick up some of the relics earlier. That's 2 for Jesse right now, and that's gonna be GG. I don't think Diego is able to hold this anymore, just like without the food economy, because he was lacking in that. He had plenty of production to do it, but the composition and the food economy is where he missed it.
Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more Age of Empires, make sure to click on one of these playlists. We love to cast your games as well, so if you want to have us cast one of your games, leave your name down below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe.